I am Filipino, American, little Chinese, little Navajo.
他的背景里面又是菲律宾，又是纳巴侯，那又是这个中国，那又是这个白人。
So I'm pretty much United Nations.
所以他是联合国。
And I serve on the advisory council for Donald Trump, for Asian Americans, and it's been a journey.
他是在这个华裔美人这个川普总统的那个总统的那个顾问之一。
In fact, the reason why I'm here is because we have a meeting this week with the advisory council that is chaired by Governor Calvo of Guam, who is a Filipino American.
那他们在这里聚集呢，是这次因为这个关岛的这个州长来这边开了一个这个 Face Outreach 的他们的会。
We have about 3 weeks to go, and I believe that we will win this election. How many of you agree? In fact, I believe we're going to have a landslide. Come on. And so this is a stretch. We want every one of you to call your friends, your family, anyone that you know, that they need to vote for Trump.
这是我们是最后一里路了，希望大家跟你的亲戚、你的朋友们，跟你认识的，告诉他说要选川普。
You know, this week I've been doing a lot of interviews, newspaper, radio, and TV, and I'm going to do another interview on TV again coming Wednesday, and it will be fun. So I will need your prayers.
请你为我祷告，因为我一直做很多那个报纸啊、这个杂志的访问，还有电视、电台的访问。
Now, the Asian Americans are called the invisible minority.
这个亚洲人好像是个隐形的一个少数民族。
And I know not all of you here are Asian Americans, but let me focus a little bit on Asian Americans. Asian Americans have been here since the 1600s. 1600s. We've been here since the 1600s.
OK， 这个亚洲族的人哈，其实从差不多17世纪就来，可是我们一直好像是隐形人。
We pretty much helped build America.
我们是帮助建造美国的，但是我们是隐形人。
But a lot of our history has been erased especially in the history books of America.
但是很多美国历史并没有记载。
But the contributions of Asian Americans in America is, I believe, one of the probably greatest thing in the history of America.
我觉得在美国这个国史上里面，其实亚洲的贡献是应该是最伟大的之一。
And I made a decision that we no longer become an invisible minority, but we will have a voice in this nation to turn this nation back to God.
还有，我决定我们要出来把这个国家翻转。
It is for the reason that I joined the campaign, because I say this is it. If not now, when? If not me, then who? If not you, then who?
我这么帮助这个竞选，就是因为现在已经是最后机会。现在再不说话，什么时候说话？这个时候不帮忙，什么时候要帮忙呢？
And I believe this is it. This is the defining moment for our country, for our nation.
这已经是我们最后机会了。
To understand what is at stake in our nation today, you'll probably cry out to God yourself, because this is it. This will determine the future of America and the future of your children, your children's children.
若是说你们知道现在我们紧急的情况的话，你会向神呼求的。
The trajectory of America is heading the wrong direction.
现在我们的国家是在走到错的方向上的。
Now I got involved after 9/11 when I saw the Twin Towers fall.
当我看见那个911事件之后呢，我就开始为这个国家着想了。
And I was convicted in my heart, and I said, "What can I do to turn our nation back to God?"
那时候我就想，我要怎么做能够帮这个国家翻转呢？
And I've been involved with a lot of gathering people in stadiums of America as big as 500,000 people filling the stadiums of America.
我参加很多的大会，包括大概是一个大会，大概是有50万人参加的。
And mobilizing religious leaders, political leaders in America to contend for revival in our nation.
不管是从宗教界的或是政治界的，都一起来帮忙，让我们把这个复兴要回到美国。
So when it comes to prayer, we've been praying. We've been praying and praying for about 25 years. I've been involved with the prayer movement, apostolic movement, and prophetic movement for 25 years.
因为他是一个牧师，所以他已经其实祷告这个美国的翻转25年了。
But I said to myself, how can we turn our nation back to God? You know, when I was involved with a movement called the Call.
OK， 他参加那个很大的运动叫做 The Call。
And so you call America to prayer and turn our nation back to God and cry out to God for revival.
那个时候呢是要呼叫美国的基督徒要回转，向神要求我们要一个大的复兴。
Now I trust everyone here is a Christian. I trust, and if not, then that's okay because we want everyone to get involved in this coming election.
不管你是不是基督徒，我希望你们每一个人能够加入我们这次竞选的行列。
And there's been a question from a lot of people say, why do you support Donald Trump?
很多人会说，那你为什么要支持川普呢？
Because I believe Donald Trump is the only chance to turn this nation back to its original course.
因为他相信川普是我们唯一能够把美国国家翻转的一个人。
And my journey is that I was asked really to help Ted Cruz.
他原来是 Ted Cruz 叫
To
他帮忙的。
help his campaign with Asian Americans.
就说 Ted Cruz 请他帮忙这个华人的竞选
And you
这
know
方
the rest
面
of the story, right? I decided I need to support a leader that has a resolve to face the issues that we have in America.
你都知道后来呢，他转了，因为他相信他要找一个人，他真能够有这个决心来翻转美国的。
You know, America right now, we have about $20 trillion in debt. And where we're heading, the spending that Washington, D.C. is doing is not sustainable. We have $200 trillion in what? In outstanding debt.
你知道我们国家那个国债有多高？23 trillion， 这个中国字我还不知道，说得出来嘞。
And so it's a point of no return. And I believe unless we stop this foolishness in Washington, D.C., this nation will be no more.
我们再不回转的话，我们再不停止的话，这个国家走到绝路去了。
And that's why when I was asked to meet with Donald Trump personally, I said, well, you know what? I want to hear him personally. I want to hear what's his plan for America. What is his plan for America?
所以他这个私自去见 Donald Trump 的时候，他问 Donald Trump， 那你的这个主意是什么？
Because the truth is that he was not my first choice.
应该是说 Donald Trump 并不是他当初第一选择。
As a pastor, I'm a pastor. I'm a conservative American.
他是一个牧师，所以他是一个很保守的一个人。
And so I met with Donald Trump, and it wasn't a political meeting actually. It wasn't a rally. It wasn't a political meeting, but I was invited by his best friend because he just bought a brand new jet. So he wanted to try it out. He wanted to fly to New York and said, "Why don't you meet with us and let's talk to Mr. Trump?" And I said, "Well, sounds fun. Let's go."
其实他去那个第一次见到 Trump 的时候，并不是因为政治关系，而是他是有个好朋友呢，知道说，哎，川普买了个新飞机，要不要过去坐一坐？他觉得蛮有趣的嘛，他就去了。
You see, I believe this. I believe if you want the blessings of God in your life, you need to have a spirit of honor. You have to carry the spirit of honor.
相信你要是服侍神的话，你必须要有这个荣誉。
So the moment we walked into the Trump Towers, from the security to the ushers to everyone in the restaurant, they pretty much greeted us and said, "Hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Herman." They kind of knew that we were coming.
他自从进去了那个 Trump 的那个大楼以后，从前面的那个看守的门，一直到最后，每个人都会很有礼貌的跟他们打招呼。
And I said to myself, this is different.
他就觉得，哎，这个好像不一样。
I helped the McCain campaign in the past. I helped the Romney campaign in the past, and I helped the Cruz campaign in the past. And when this happened, I said, "This is something different." They treated us with respect.
我觉得这个以前我帮助了那个 McCain， 我也帮助这个 Romney， 但是这一次川普的不一样，因为川普人对他们很有礼貌，很尊敬。
So when we got there, I was greeted by his son, Eric Trump, and we had lunch, and we talked about just regular stuff.
他去的时候跟那个 Eric Trump 吃饭，他们讲的是普通平常的话。
And the one thing that really spoke to me is that how his son so loved him and respect him so much.
他是非常的意外的发现，他的儿子居然这么爱他，这么尊敬他。
You see, you can tell a person how good a person he is by talking to his kids.
你可以知道那个人从看他的儿女的情况。
And so after we talked, and they said, "Let's go up. Dad is ready to talk, and he's ready to meet you guys."
所以他们讲完的时候，他们说好，这个他已经预备跟你讲话了。
So we went up and we went through all the Secret Service and the vetting and the check-in and everything, and then we got in and he said, "Hey, welcome guys, come on, grab a seat, let's talk."
所以他经过了这个安全检查，然后就遇到了川普，然后川普就说：“请坐下来，我们一起来谈。”
So the first thing I asked Donald Trump, I said, "Mr. Trump, why are you running for president?"
他问他说：“川普，你为什么要竞选总统？”
And the first thing what he told me really spoke to me. He said, "Because I love this country."
第一件事，他说：“因为我热爱这个国家。”
And because we're losing this nation.
对，我们正在失去这个国家。
We're losing respect.
我们失去国际的这个尊敬。
And we need to save America for the sake of our children.
我们为了我们的儿女的缘故，必须要拯救。
Now, how many of you that is a leader? How many of you know that is a leader?
这是个领袖该讲的话。
He wasn't motivated because of ambition. He wasn't motivated because he needed more money. And in fact, he said, "I don't need to do this, Herman. I have a lot of money. I'm a successful businessman. I don't need to do this. I've done it all."
应该是说，他的动机不是钱，不是地位，他的动机是因为他爱这个国家。
Now, I'm not talking to you about politics here. I'm talking about from a personal experience of a journey why I decided to support Donald Trump. Now, you see the rhetoric, you see a lot of negativity on radio, on TV, and they pretty much probably you'll ask me later, what about these accusations?
OK， 我们来讲讲看哈，他进来兴趣，并不是因为他要名望，还要是什么东西。那你现在问我说，那外面现在讲他的丑闻，这个事情怎么处理呢？
Now we know that there is an appointed time for every person.
你要知道吗？每一个人他的生命当中都有一个命定的。
Somebody said, "He who doesn't have the sin, don't first cast the first stone."
圣经是说你们当中有个没有罪的，你们就可以举起第一个石头来丢吧。
Now, when the media is asking me, "What do you think of what he said? What do you think of the woman accusing him?" Well, I'm not surprised. Everybody knows that the kind of person he was.
OK， 那个人家问我说，那你知道报纸上这么说他那个丑闻？那他说我也并不意外，因为大家都知道他以前是什么样的人。
So they're talking about a video that was pretty much happened 11 years ago, and the accusations of women that says they did something. He did something inappropriate to them. And the truth is that the truth comes out. The Bible says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free."
OK， 至于说，好比说，在11年前这个 video 的这个丑闻，现在真理出来的，其实不是那句话，其实不是那一回事。所以圣经上说，你要知道真理，真理会让你自由。
And let me tell you, my friends, a lot of the relatives of these women just came out and said, "It's not true. I was there inside the plane, and that lady sitting all the way at the back. And the other one was inviting Donald Trump to promote her restaurant, and Donald Trump said no. And guess what? These are all allegations. I'm going to tell you the truth. I met the person. I met the man. I've talked to him a few times. And the man, God is dealing with this person. He's not the same person that he was 11 years ago. He is being changed and transformed because I believe of the power of God and the people that surround him, Mr. Trump.
就讲说那个飞机那个被触摸事件，那个他亲戚已经出来曾经说根本没这回事，因为一个是坐前面，一个坐后面没机会。那另外一个这个被控告的事件就是说，那个女的她要 Trump 去给她那个拉生意做广告，那 Trump 没有，他就很生气。我们现在讲那个 Trump 的话，应该是说 Trump 他一直在成长的，他现在的川普跟以前的川普又是不一样的。
Now, is he perfect?